everybody, how you doing? Yeah. Thanks, Melanie, again for having this event, and thank you for letting me have free advertising. Oh yeah, yeah. Right there. But what about the camera, though? What was I gonna say? Yeah, born, raised, educated in Long Beach, California. Anybody else here from Long Beach? Anybody? Curious? I was gonna read something that I read at the Long Beach Community Theater, but I decided to change it up. And the reason is, it's this short story is called Pop's Ribs. Pop's Ribs. And so, where's Daddy? Where's Daddy who won? Where'd Daddy go? Well, this is dedicated to Daddy. Daddy's Ribs, okay? This is from my book called Where's Pops? It's a collection. It's a collection of short fiction all about dads. The fiction is focused on, like I said, all kind of dads. So, white, black, Filipino, married, straight, gay, all over the place. But this one is the closest to my own description of my own dad. And I come from a really multicultural background. All right, here we go. Pop's Ribs. Leave it up to Pops to barbecue on the night of Mom's funeral. But before he sparked up the grill, friends and family had joined us at the Queen Mary for Mom's memorial. Always the planner, she arranged the event right down to the menu. Lobster tails, scallops, ribeye steaks. Filled the finger bowls with red and green M&Ms she included. They remind me of Christmas. But my dad, fork untouched, tight suit biting his neck, wanted to go. I told him we'd leave after dessert, and he said, "Take me to Costco. I want to buy ribs." Blueberry crumble a la mode arrived at the table, Mom's favorite. I undid my top button and asked him when the next grill session would be. "Tonight," he said, "on the patio." I swallowed. "Tonight? Oh yeah, but Pops." And potato salad, cornbread, greens. While Dad said his goodbyes to everyone in the dining hall, I turned to my small family and said, "Listen up." "Jason, are you serious?" Marlene responded. I just can't." Alex stopped texting, jabbed his finger at his mouth. "If that's what it takes," I said, "then do it. But we're eating those ribs tonight." After we left the Queen Mary, the chauffeur opened the limo door for Pops at the entrance of Costco. On his patio, my dad wore flip-flops and cargo shorts, the elastic strip of his underwear hidden by a tub of brown belly. The Terminators, his black sunglasses, looked our way. "Carolina Rub," he announced, slapping a rack of baby backs. "Good stuff right here." Pop's ribs were normally a treat. Before birthdays and summer get-togethers, he'd inject apple juice into the meat and marinate the ribs inside the mini fridge. Days later, he'd fork them hot off the grill, and the flavor seeping down to the marrow would silence our entire backyard. Yet, as he spilled barbecue sauce on a raw slab, drizzling a little honey, Marlene glanced away. His hand smothered the pink pork, and she winced every time his fingers squeezed, splurred, wet gushy sounds, splurred, like a dying ketchup bottle. For all she cared, Dad could have been scrambling maggots inside the aluminum pan. I saw the sweat forming above her lips and realized, based on our drinking days before I had stumbled onto the train tracks, that her hair would need to be held soon. The kitchen coffee beeped. "Babe," I suggested, "grab us 2 cups, yeah?" She nodded, hurried across the grass, and if she was sick, I couldn't hear because Alex was texting rapid fire, tick, 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 burping up bits of lunch, tick, 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 swallowing. But since he was coming off a week of water polo practice, I knew I could count on him to eat more if Marlene couldn't. Fortunately, by the time she returned with the coffee, her color had returned. Meanwhile, Pops had lit a pyramid of coals, popping the flames with lighter fluid. He lumbered over the unswept floor, sciatica biting his ass with each step. He paused to kiss my wife's hair. "Whatever you need," she said. "Don't hesitate to ask." "Yeah," my son said, distracted by YouTube. "Whatever you need." Dad reached the mini fridge and poured a large shot of añejo. Like everything else he bought, the bottle was ridiculously oversized. He slapped the cork down with his palm and angled back the tequila. Finally, he said, I can relax now. He settled his 300 plus next to me and squeezed in a lime yanked from a bush. The dog licked his pulpy fingertips. I'm looking for the dog. All right, I'll just do that. The dog licked his pulpy fingertips. Oh, hey, old girl, Pop said. Well, it's just you and me now. Yes, Daddy, Pops replied in dog voice. Just you and me, Daddy. I watched his brown hand rub her graying ear flap. Even if I took vacation time and slapped on baby oil for months, my tan would never match Pop's skin tone, a deep caramel. While growing up, kids would ask what it was like to have a black dad. I'd shrug my shoulders. I didn't know the difference between white dads versus black dads because my white dad was never in the picture. Mom married Pops when I was 2, and as a youngster, I'd slick my hair back with a steel pick, hoping to look like Pat Riley. One time, when I was in college, he gave me money for science books, and while I deposited his check, he was over my shoulder asking what Mom wanted for her birthday. That's when an old security guard popped up. Excuse me, young man, he said to me. Is this guy bothering you? Pop sipped the tequila. He let out a breath, spun his wedding ring. A couple minutes later, another sip. His Terminator scanning the area. The sky, damn near neon pink, held background to trim palm trees. The shaved crowns, neat as crew cuts, prawns pointing upward. Shadows climbed their long trunks, and by the time his shot glass was empty, the sun had slipped beneath the roof of my childhood home. To get the show on the road, I checked the coals for Pops, but when I saw him yawn, it gave me an idea. I poured him more, and Marlene threw me a look. He'll go to sleep, I mouthed. And that's where the story completely goes downhill. All right, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you very much for allowing me to share that with you. Who's jumping up next?